here. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. There we go. Got all of our lights. Got everything set. Oh, it's wonderful to be here with you today. We are starting our day. As much as I've sat here and tried to work from this space before getting ready to come and visit with you, everything has been just focused on being protected as we move into this new phase, this different phase. There's been a cutting off. It's a long time cord cutting, but this it was more a matter of waiting for other people to let go of you. You had to hold that resistance long enough until they finally believed that you were done, It's one thing to, sometimes we think like, oh, okay, I've decided this is how it's going to be, and we're done with that old way. But the relationship, in any good or bad, can only move as fast as the slowest participant. So even when you're trying to make this break, you still can only work this transition as fast as they're willing to process it. So if you are cutting a cord with someone that is not healthy for you, does not know how to release attachment from you when they're told that their presence is unwelcome, and you get to hire and fire anybody in and out of your life as you please. It takes them a while to become accustomed to the fact that you really fucking mean it. They're not convinced. It's like training a dog. They will continue the behavior until they believe the consequences. So you can tell someone that you're trying to train how to relate to you. We do this with everyone. It doesn't have to be crass. It doesn't have to be rude. Like, oh, now you're saying that people are dogs. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you have a responsibility to instruct people on how to regard you, or else you get the bare minimum. It's right there with our sustaining our concepts, that if you are not going to operate the facility of your mind, if you're not going to manage your faculties, someone else will. Someone else will. Thank you for your comments. I'm just setting up the chat here. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you can get into the chat room. It helps the algorithm for the channel. It helps me get in front of more folks. And it doesn't cost you a thing, but it's how you can show your support. Another way you can show your support is by getting in that super chat and showing me some financial love. $1, $5, $2, $100, whatever you got, honey. If any of this resonates with you, if you leave here feeling better about yourself, better about your situation, and just even if it hasn't changed, just better about feeling your own protection here. You are your own best advocate, and you are obliged to no one. Let's see. Yeah, if any of this just strikes home with you, show your love by getting into the comments. Yeah, I'm going to tell you how to do it. This is right here with showing you as a good host. I'm from the South. Now, being a good host in your home means you are obliged to instruct your guests on how not to create an embarrassing situation. So don't leave your guests guessing on how to not embarrass themselves or you while they're going about being in your space. We're cutting off a succubus energy, where we are taking some proaction about how we want people to relate to us. Now, we are doing this because what? We are the title of our let's see, there's a dark duplicity here. You are welcome in this space, but if you don't instruct people on how to be in your space, they're going to be however the fuck they want, at a minimum. Like, at a minimum effort. And it is like a big welcoming sign that says, walk on me. We put a welcoming sign out at your front door so people know where to wipe their feet. They wipe their feet out here, not inside, after they've already crossed the threshold into your space. And they see that there's shouldn't be in here with muddy shoes, but there's nowhere to do it, so I'm going to do it right here before I get any further. Set that boundary out farther for them. Give them that clear instruction. I'm Cece with Angel Radio Tarot. It's great to be here. Some of you may feel like you're not comfortable with being you're not comfortable with issuing commands. Honey, you better be. If you're over 18, nobody gets to give you. If you are over 18 in the United States and you're a citizen, nobody gets to get you in trouble anymore. You are free to step on your own dick and be judged accordingly to your actions and your character. Your character will be decided. Okay, so there's a Pisces here that is coming in with a life lesson. It's not predatory. It does feel like it's a life lesson thing. It is not predatory. Some tough love coming for someone. Oh, yeah, they are going to let you, they're going to be as kind as they can to you. We are mooring our ship to the shores of a new world. You have decided to leave that old life behind. You have cut ties with all that was destroying you. You no longer participate in the things that don't welcome you. And you found here a place and cut out a space for yourself. Because that's what you're commanded to do, to leave your parents' home and go out into the world. And ladies, here's the thing. Fellas, you are having such a hard time with ladies right now because ladies got booted out of their house. Gen X, hey, the word for me was you turn 18, you're out, and don't come back. And congratulations, you're a grown-up. Whatever that means, however that looks, and we all knew the expectation. And we all were prepared. When I was going into being a senior in high school, I was looking at apartments. On the school bus, as I was being driven to school, I'm shopping for apartments. Now, to me, it seemed a little out of whack. Being a high school kid and I'm shopping for apartments, only because my parents weren't helping me figure out how to do it. That's the opportunity in the following, like we can be kinder, more compassionate. You're still going to be out at 18, but here, let me teach you how to have a budget. Oh my God. Don't get me started. Don't get me started raising kids. So there's some life lesson here. Someone is taking you as we've come to this new shore, just like launching from home as a child and leaving childhood behind. We have cut tie with a life in adulthood that we realize we can no longer tolerate. We simply can no longer tolerate it. Many of us have come to that with a physical ailment and a need to survive and provide for ourselves through illness while the people around us were being destructive and taking from us as we were falling down. And so you learned that you had to cut yourself away from that in order to survive. From a Virgo and from family. You've cut off family in order to do this. You've cut off Okay, when you're mooring yourself to a new shore here, you are cutting yourself away from what? Whole systems, what other people see as support. There was just this cutting away. Cutting away. Something about someone's got some pure love for self here. Our energy just dropped off hard. Just dropped off hard. And the power dropped in here too. I watched the numbers in the room drop at the same time, and I was feeling this just boom, 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 boom. Somebody is getting caught up. Wake up, folks. Wake up. Whatever this is, there was a wave of sleepiness that came over, and that's when you feel that in the thick of things, and you jump into making some kind of sense of a bigger picture, you feel yourself expanding to a more grown-up concept. You start to feel a little bit overwhelmed and a little bit in over your head, and then you start to basically go back to sleep. When you were, it's a reflex to protect yourself from things that are scaring you. But you're not a child anymore. We don't just tuck our heads in the sand anymore. Take a deep breath here. Remember, we're talking about a very grown-up picture. It's scary because you're finding that you are the authority here. Congratulations, you just crossed a threshold. You are exercising in lightning speed a full processing of chakra freeze. Is that we can walk that through. I don't think, our tribe here, you can watch our videos. We've been walking through our chakra meditation in the last 6 months, last 8 months. Getting everybody brought up to speed here. You don't have to spend 30 years in a Buddhist temple to get the program. Okay, if you are a light worker, if you are starseed, if you are awake or just got a glimmer, you just come awake, and we all know there's a whole wave of new awakening here. Then the tools are being put in your hand, or the tools have been put in your hand, and you have found yourself again at your level, at your intro, wherever you are in your stage of awakening. We are all reaching for the same shores here. The Buddhists have the analogy of awareness, spiritual awareness, is like being a tortoise in an open sea. And only once in a bajillion lifetimes does that tortoise reach the surface of the sea. And then only exponentially, thank you, confirmation, only exponentially more rare is that tortoise should rise to the surface of the sea and find itself through a yoke of golden enlightenment. We all know that the trance is just the entrance into meditation. Harmony here. Harmony here. We're going into more word pictures. Yeah. And look who we just offset. So as we go into these metaphysical introspections, these analogies, these archetypes, and they're better than archetypes, and we're just like a child's imagination assigning animals to feelings and giving them life. We are in our awakening to other factions of spiritual being, other dimensions of existence. It'd be great if we all could live in this delightful, wonderful, fairy dust, innocent narrative where everything is safe and we can exercise our delight and live in our grace and light. But the reality is, we live in an existence of juxtaposition and the yin and yang. There is the necessity to concede that there is a battle going on. This contest here, and you just saw me pick this up off the floor as it was. Don't forget the Lucifer narrative. Don't forget the Ilbis narrative behind that brings us into an even larger conversation, realizing that even that has been used against us, that we need to be awake of even this faction's ability to fantasize, and needing to step back into, keep one foot in and one foot out of the dream world, of this dream spirit existence, this self. I had a therapist once tell me, it's like you're seducing yourself. No, it's like I am trying to share with you the place where I am in perfect grace and perfect existence over here in this place. Yes, it is. I am drawn to that space. Of course I am. I would rather live there full time. But the reality is, these new shores, once you expose your curiosity into what's going on the other side of the veil, you're fair game. So you better step correct, and you better bring your A game out the gate. 18 years old, first thing going on your own. First step out the gate, you got to take that step, and you got to take a bold step. A bold step, something about passing with enough distance. Capricorn brings us an energy of stepping wide, taking up some space. Without being cocky, without being smug, without being aggressive. Holding space. Holding spiritual space. There's no backup here. You're going to have to dig deeper. We're talking to a Libra. Welcome aboard. We already know that even if you're not looking across the veil, your life is your life is in the matrix, and the glitches come to you because the negative energy is out here doing what they do. They're out here negging, and they're feeding on people who aren't awake. They will continue to feed on people who are not awake. So you can't escape it. You can't put your head in the ground. If you're not going to church and praying over your soul and praying this shit back off of you, Scorpio, somebody's going to hold a stinger. If you're not doing that stuff, then they've already got you, because they've convinced you that there's no war going on. And then you are unprotected. You may not believe in the devil, but the devil believes in you. So you know, once you wake up, once you see, you can't unsee it, man. You can't unfucking see it. The only way you can unsee it is to start blinding yourself, to start drinking yourself blind, or start using yourself into obliteration so that you can't see what you know you're looking right at, but you can't ignore it unless you're just conflagrated. Again, protections come right back in. You excel at most everything you do, and you've got an insatiable energy now. Now that you have admitted to yourself that this shit is for real, this shit really is, and yes, and yeah, okay, you are mooring your ship to the shores of a new world. And you are bringing your protection. You couldn't get here. You would still be being tossed about in waves if you had not built yourself out there at sea. That's the miracle. Is that while we are being tossed about, all we have to do is to call out for the help and really fucking mean it. And then somehow we find ourselves having come ashore in a boat we built, but wait, while we were at sea, being tossed about in waves? I don't even remember that. I can't even put together how, when did all that's the, like, how did I don't even remember. That's the miracle. That's the miracle. You don't have that kind of power. You don't have that kind of power. That kind of power you borrow from your Creator. Let's get into another deck here. I'm Cece with Angel Radio Tarot. Hey, great to have you here. Look, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you can get into the chat. It's great to have you here. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. Hey, show your love today by considering a membership, but especially get in the super chat there, please, and help me out. New beginnings with it's the Fool card's out here with this new beginning, because you know there's so much you know that you don't even know. An acceptance of a loss here. Again, there's a resistance to change, but it feels like it's in a past recognition, being coerced by inner strength, by being coerced by bravery. There's a self-conquering there. Yeah, what's there? If you're watching this after the stream has already ended, and get in the comments there and let me know where you're visiting from, and then slide the comments over and hit that hype button. That really helps the channel. There was a fear of change with this resistance to change. So, and you may still be afraid. You're getting homesick. You might have that kind of pang of anxiety, and that's all it is. It is separation anxiety. Because if you know, it's not going to take but a heartbeat for you to think about what's back there. If you wanted to launch, what are you going to launch back into shore? Hey, guess what? This time you don't get to bring the ship with you. So jump right in, buddy. Jump right in. The water's great. You are insistent on this new beginnings. Nope, there it is. Nope, I'm good. We're here now. Let's make this work. You're ready for the challenge with vitality. Look at that. The Sun card with the Seven of Wands. You are at the top of the heap, beating back your fears, conquering yourself, and approaching this with a renewed, where instead of your strength being spent in this, your strength is amplified. So right now you're too busy. Oh, thank you for the sticker. You're too busy right now. Focus. For so long, the goal was just getting here. Thank you. There you were. Oh yes, the fight was in just getting access to this abundance. The Justice card. Yeah! It's laid out, baby. The fight's over. The fight's over. Now your biggest battle right now is this transition. Is you accepting that you have basically been accepted into Valhalla. But you're going to be in the company of greatness, for one thing. But you're going to find that everybody around you is suddenly grade A top shelf. Like, this doesn't happen. I have trouble finding even one person that is not a piece of shit, liar, thief, slipping roofies in my, can't turn my back for, don't leave him alone with your dog. When this doesn't, remember where you're at. Remember where you're at. You made it. Like, it doesn't feel like it. Only now, oh, here it comes. Here comes the crash. Here comes the crash. You've just crawled yourself up onto the sands. Your hair is still wet. You're still just in shock. You're feeling solid ground under your feet for the first time. You still got, what is it, sea legs. Your brain can't even comprehend that there's solid ground underneath you. But it's true. And it's not taking very long because you process things in lightning speed now. Your body has the capacity to move through those depths of emotion. And that's the overwhelm. You might go through it might be the kind of thing that used to set you in a seizure. But there is this quickening of breath. And this is the quickening of new life. Justice has prevailed. And you are realizing that you have actually made it to shore. And now the tears come. The weeping. The deep chest gasping for air. Because it's finally safe to breathe. 27:27 on the clock. Emotional manipulation here. Oh, big moodiness. There's an emotional, this is such a wave of emotion because your chakras are unlocked. Because you could not reach this place unless you had done that work. You wouldn't have been able to handle it. You would have stuck your head back in the sand. But there is this, allow this full body wave to come through. And you'll feel it from your butthole all the way up your belly and your lungs and the gasping and the heart and the tight, and then, oh, my brain just blowing my mind, man. Have that moment. Receive this gift. This is grace being poured upon you. When did a tower moment feel so good? Look what happened. And you know it's true. I'd forgotten that we used to call it this. This is a tower moment when you're on the salvation side of it. Give me more. Give me more. I'm ready. What you got? Bring the sweeps. Bring the changes. Lay it on me. I want more of this. I'm ready. Hallelujah. I almost want to cry because the emotion's there, but there's no tears. It's dry. It's just, And my gut's not all tore up and tight. I don't feel out of control with my heart. Everything's calmed down. If you track it now, the body is receiving. And you're not afraid. And you want more. You're seated in the Queen of Swords. I'm trying to think of a card that is more steady for this moment. This is, you have received your own authority. This is a fullness of wisdom here. And that was, there you go. Yeah. That was your tower moment. Now, what's wild is you're trying to imagine what could possibly be a tower moment to you now. What could possibly? What could ever possibly move you like that again? You know, it's always an on the nose stuff and the itchy stuff, but I've got this, look, I'm like a boxer. I am so proud of us. I am so proud of us. And I feel so, you know, we've been praying for this on here, for peace. And this is peace in boldness. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for sharing this with me. Thank you for letting me share this with you. Because I am channeling that empathic side and we are reverberating right now. I'm just feeding you back like your therapist giving you the vocabulary for what you've been sitting there for an hour saying and can't find the word for it. And they say that vocabulary word that just, oh yeah, that's it, exactly. Let me know it resonates with you. There's a difficult choice here coming up. But again, it's like, how hard can it be? You're a master now. You are maestro. You are the authority. When you take authority of yourself, you become the authority on the subject matter in any room. Because you know to keep your fucking mouth shut if you don't know what you're talking about. That's 90% of it right there. To know when you don't know. We all knew these things. We've all heard these things before. But and it's not even this excitable joy. It's just this peace. This peacefulness of knowing that I don't have to fight it. I simply know it. I know it to be true. This is the difference between having a faith and knowing. Do you believe that your mother loves you? Or do you have faith that your mother loves you? Do you know it? Or do you say, I believe. I believe she does. No, you know she does. That's that we are in the knowing phase. So this imbalance here, there was a loss of balance here. When we were in this battle coming to shore, it was this battle of what we thought we needed. And there's this, the difficult choices have been made. We have let those things go and those people, I'm okay with letting the people I've left behind cope on their own with having lost me. I'm okay with that. It's too bad. It was sad for a while, but I'm okay with the choices that I made. So you're exploring a different way here, exploring exploring your indecision. You might be just flat curious about why did I? Why did I even let it go that long? There's this disassociation from it. You're on the outside of an emotional event long enough and far away from it enough. Even if you're in the same geographical space, you're away from your how you understood yourself during that time. You have become someone else within yourself that can now look back at that other person you knew of yourself. There's the critical part there. You can be curious about your failed partnership. That's literally what it says. It's literally where we're at. Page of Wands with an inverted Two of Wands. You can afford to do that only after. Okay, now we're in our Dante's Hell wheel. Growth, mastery, rest, refine, growth, mastery, ease leads us back to a period of rest, refine, growth, mastery, ease. And we are now recognizing that we are in a place where we can afford to be curious about where we went wrong. So now you can evaluate where on the wheel you are and the degree of level you have elevated from the last time you were in this place about this issue. There is a willful isolation. Someone is lonely, but it's not you. You're in a state of recovery. You're recognizing that someone will be lonely now because you made a choice for yourself. You can do that now because you're not in the middle of running from it. I am totally okay with being someone that somebody else lost. Recovery and hope is accepting this disharmony. Because you are now on these shores, this is how you are mooring yourself to this new life. This is the gel that adheres you to this next level. This is the ectoplasm to seal you in this spiritual space. The manifesting has already been done. The physical part's already been done. You don't talk to these people, you know what, but there you have, we're going to recognize here that there was a period where these people lived rent-free in your head and you were occupied in that life, continuing that relationship regardless of proximity for a period until which the both of you were able to release emotional attachment from, at that point, not the person but the situation, and as you slowly descend away from that world, that life, that version of yourself that didn't understand how to prevent that from happening. I'm really feeling like this is the best tower. This is the most abundant tower that you'll go through as far as recouping. Towers from here forward will be shifts of expansion. And the tower will be the essence of a conflict or a crossroad of a choice. But it won't be this. If it's a tear down destructo tower, it'll be somebody else's destruction for even coming near you. But you won't be the one tearing down ego to get there. Impatience and breaking free. There's a lack of long-term vision here and the breaking free. So as people come toward you, they're going to bounce right off of you at the base of your tower. They just don't have access anymore. To them, when they come to you, the world crumbles under their feet and they can never get any traction toward you. And every time they try, or the more effort they put into it, it is just tower after tower after tower crumbling down on their head. To them, you look like a tower moment. You look like a continuous, perpetual tower moment. I kind of like that. I like that for you. I like that for me. Let me look like insurmountable destruction to someone. I'm cool with that. That I don't have to do any of the work. Let that, wear that cloak. Wear that cloak. Stick around to the top of the hour where we will pick one lucky subscriber in the chat that will win their short live stream personal read. You get your question in there. Please enter it only once. I haven't been watching the chat too much to see we don't have any bots. Are we good? Yeah, it looks like everything's cool. Thank you for yours. Gosh, thank you for your jewels and your gifts. And thank you for your super chats. Consider a membership today. We are working in new beginnings in disinheritance. So this is again some tie cutting. Like there's just like you're not building your future based on past relationships. You're not waiting for your future to unfold based on people's passing or based on what people will be passing through your life with. Thank you for the gift. Okay. Let's get into the somnambulist, our astral projection sleepwalker deck. See what's going on. We're right in the crown chakra here for everyone. Thank you for being here. Somebody wants to almost be smug about being able to talk with you. They are hot about how they flex, they're hot about how you flex. And they spend their time watching you unobserved, surveying you while undetected. They enjoy you privately. Like they think about you. They enjoy thinking about you. They enjoy reminiscing about your conquests. They enjoy, they enjoy thinking about how you do stuff, how you approach life, how you kick ass. They like your style. They like your style. They like everything it's not like, oh, they like everything you do. It's they like how you do everything you do. Everybody can do what they do. Everybody does their version of shit, shower, and shave. But it's how you do it. Your level of presence, your not giving two fuckstitude. You people look at you go, you really don't care about anybody thinks about what you do you? You really don't give a fuck at all. That's how they feel, but you're so busy giving a fuck about every microgram of sensory input, that you ain't got time to be playing back to people to console them about not knowing what the fuck's going on in your head. It's like being a disabled person and then having somebody be like super duper curious because they want to be involved and supportive. But then you tell them, bullseye, you tell them, and then they go through a grief in front of you, like break down and start crying. And then you have to sit there and play psychiatrist and help these people and console them and walk them through and help them recover from the fact that you are disabled. That's not your job. It's their job. Deal with your shit. Sitting there feeling sorry for me on my face. I'm not here to make you feel better about you offending me. Sorry you're so easily impressed. Move along. Nothing to see here. Paparazzi is what it turns into. Don't need any more fans. Friends? Can't get enough of. Fans? Your enemy's hoping that you break down before you figure out that they don't have any more gas. Then there's nothing here. I was going to say fans. Fans don't want you. They want to be you. But they don't have what it takes to be you. Friends, act like you're nothing to your face. We're right in the root chakra here. And they're not afraid of you. They're not afraid of themselves when they're not afraid of themselves when they're in front of you. Your friends aren't afraid of how big you are. Your friends want you to be even greater. And they want to be there to see it. They hope they get to be there to see it. They can't wait to see what you'll become. Because they're busy over here doing their own awesome. Get your awesome on. Get your awesome on. Don't let other people get your angel eyes on. Don't let other people's fear because they got nothing else to keep them occupied keep you from being the awesome, amazing new world order self that you are. Be that thing that, I mean, honey, I'm not connected. They are. You're not connected. They look at you and you're like, oh, you got access to this whole thing. You're so connected. It's like, no, baby, I'm not connected. You are. I'm just barely got my foot in the door. If you want to know something, I'm glad to, but I'm just making contact. Welcome back. Everything's going to be okay. Wake up. Every time we start talking about these other people's experience and how they see you, we get back into the mindset of that dreamy, self-drowsy, self-seductive sleepiness. This psychological and spiritual seduction to put you back to sleep. And we know this because every time that conversation ends, we snap back to, oh yeah, by the way, we're still trying to figure out what shore looks like in this new world. Get back to your own business here. Quit every time. You're gonna feel this distinction from here forward. It's part of that. Once you see, you can't unsee it. Here's your homework. Thank you for the hearts. You understand? When you have to deal with issue that arises because thought form will come and ask you to address things, the Holy Spirit will present these issues to you as thought forms, and if your mind is at peace enough, you'll feel them arise and you'll be able to address them without getting involved. But they will require your attention. They will sit on your attention until you say, okay, fine, what? And answer its question. Because the Holy Spirit is out there trying to get them to close and shut up, and get them to answer and deal with their thing and get them lined up and get them in order. And sometimes Holy Spirit has to come back to you, its little data bank of experience that it trusted with you over here, and say, what the hell happened with this guy? I got to double check some shit here. He's saying that you get like you don't have to go to freaking spiritual court over it. But sometimes Holy Spirit has to check in with you. Hey, I need to check your soul on this. What the hell went down here? I need you to do a quick introspection on here. Were you clean on this? And the case usually is, but Spirit is doubling down here, having you examine one little niche one little speck of shadow work here. Was it one little corner piece of dust? Clean that out, confirm, lock it out. Okay, yeah. Your karmic debt here, yeah, you're absolved of this, whatever, yeah, okay, good, we're good. And the Spirit gets back to it and puts it away, and puts that person away, puts that person back out of your mind. So this is part of the process here. When you find these thought forms arising for you, realize that these people are focused on you, and they are projecting and compelling some karmic debt. They have doubled down and dared, and it's like playing Scrabble and challenging a word, and they're being checked out, and they're being butthurt, and Spirit's going, oh, I'll go check. I can see the point. I'll go check. But if I go check and they're clean, you're paying this and the fee for making me go and check. Because they're going to be clean, and all that energy is going to come bouncing back at you. So are you sure you want me to go? I don't have to go and check. You can just take the lump as I see it. But so, yeah, and if you've got anything sitting on this person over here, you're going to receive that compulsion, and you want to go do something about it. Don't pick it up. Absolve yourself of that. And then you know every time, Spirit drags these people behind you, that's their karma, and you get blessed. You get blessed every time. Every time some motherfucker has ever wronged you. That's how karma works. When it's their turn to go get checked out, they get put in front of spiritual court in different periods of their life when Spirit says, I have had enough of your bullshit. So we're focused now. We're not getting dreamy and seductive because we're up here being objective. We're talking about the system, and we're talking about not your role in it, but observing with objectivity the larger system. You've scoped out, you've got a larger mind, and you're not emotionally involved. You're not feeling their empath reverberation. You're not feeling their compulsion anymore. You're watching them get worked through the system, and you're learning how it's going. When you're learning, it is impossible. It is just impossible to lose, like, it's one of those, the meditative practice of staying present. When you are learning, you are present. When you're actively learning, down in front, somebody's taking lessons. When you're learning, your ego is so completely out of the way, and you are uptaking with an innocence of filter, an awareness of what truly is in front of you. Somebody's taking you off the list. Someone was in captive. Something about your ex. They've been exposed for being a dusty and for taking a shot at you. An elemental influence and a djinn. This is not a simulation. Don't stand in the threshold here. Again, this is a point of seduction. This is an energy. This is this person coming through with compulsions. They're wanting us to focus on how they feel. They are compelling you to turn your empathetic energy toward absorbing what they're sending and taking on an emotional responsibility to feel something about that. This is a compulsion to seduce you back off the shores of this new world. You have a choice here. Be emotionally involved or to separate yourself from their timeline. I like that. I like that a lot. Stay awake here. It's good advice. Whatever you do, don't go to sleep. You just, this spiritual awareness. Someone here seriously doubted just how awake you are. We have these routines. Every time you go physically to sleep, you run the risk of waking up and not remembering your spiritual self. Angel eyes here. We're in the throat chakra here. Allow me to encourage you. So you can establish routines, turning your focus again to a learning experience, training yourself. Yes, I saw that. I did. There was a flash of a spot of glow just in front of the lens here between me and the camera, about 2/3 of the way toward the camera. I've got a sign up there above the camera that helps me track to look up high enough to see you. Eye chakra, yeah. Saw you. There, yeah, I saw it again. So there's a black magic marker that says, look here. And instead of it being a black magic marker, it was, the ink was reflecting back as an orange color. So there's a refraction of light happening, and we've got an elemental influence in here. Observing undetected. Somebody has been seen. The eye chakra, not waiting for an answer, and the observing undetected came in upside down. So confirmation from Holy Spirit. Yes, yes, I recall. I'm being prompted to tell you about sweeping and mopping my kitchen floor yesterday and elbowing the broom that was leaning up against the refrigerator door. And instead of it falling over, it did its swing and lean back, and then it stood tall in the middle of the room, not touching anything, standing on its bristle end. And for the rest of the day, I was able to walk in and just set the broom up on its bristle end in the middle of the room. Something with black hair here. Someone who had black hair. Someone in your circle. I don't think that it's one of you. They're coming to you. It's a double cross. Someone who has double crossed you in the past. Or someone who is, I get that they're coming into your space like a friend with a deal. Yeah. It's hey, what do you think about the so-and-so and so-and-so? I heard a guy at work has got one for $50, and it's a hustle. He's your friend, but he's keeping the deal to himself so he can get a new TV. Yeah. Trapdoor. Thinks they have you by the long hairs in a trick that you don't see. Yeah, they're going to pluck a feeling and then ask a favor. You go along to get the short answer. Ask for the big favor that is absurd and outrageous to expect. And when they say, what are you, crazy? No. Then you ask for the medium favor that would have been too much to ask for really if you were being reasonable. And that's much more readily accepted. Yeah, well, what do you think about this instead? Oh, well, that's great. That's fine. That's it's a little bit, but that's much better. I'll do. Yeah, we can do that. Don't get suckered. Something about the summer. There's a summer trip somebody's going to end up making you pay for. I was going out with this guy for a hot minute. I did not, and I generally don't, like to have a television in my house. Flat screen TVs have changed a lot, but yeah, something about Angel Eyes saw you. Angel Eyes letting you. Angel Eyes is watching you and waiting for you to open your mouth. This guy invited me for a romantic weekend getaway, wanted me to offer to sell me his extra TV for like $60. And was gonna, yeah, poker face got exposed. And at the same time, and I was like, for one thing, no, I'm not gonna buy your TV to pay for my weekend getaway. Because that's exactly what was happening. Because the weekend getaway ended up being at his mom's house. I thought we were going to an Airbnb, and he opens the front door to this place and says, Mommy! Whoa, I brought lingerie. Nothing I brought says family friendly. Yeah. Astral communication, we got a djinn tapping on the glass that's got some information for you. So now we've tapped into that energy. I have accessed the grifter that is trying to reach through to you. You know, because that story brought to you exactly, it confirmed exactly who it is. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Yeah, get in the chat and tell me you know exactly. If this resonates with you real hard, think about getting a super chat my way there. Jump in there and throw your comments in. Let me know where you're visiting from. And we're at the top of the hour here, so if you're in the chat room, or if you're new to the channel, subscribe so you can get in the chat room. But get in the chat and put your question in, and I'll be selecting one lucky subscriber viewer while we're in the live stream to answer your question. Please enter your question only once, or I'll assume you're a bot, and bump you right the hell out. What does this djinn have to say to us? This djinn is, when you see an NPC or you've got the ex that just like acted like they were possessed, was possessed by whatever they were using, whatever uniform of personality they were profiling for you, whatever flavored demon they were allowing to escort them. I'm seeing the rider. I'm seeing what is sitting on your person's shoulder. Not the person. The person is in shadow. The person is an NPC. There's no soul there. There's no personality there. Either it's been completely consumed and swole like a tick up into the demon that is riding them. So they've completely lost control. They're on zombie mode. The person is in shadow. I'm seeing all this like an anime. The person is in shadow, and all I can see is it's like a homunculus sitting on their upper back. And it's kind of like, as they have drawn life force out of it, it's attached to the top of their spine, at the base of the neck. It rests and hangs onto the shoulder here, like a bird of prey, with its tail hooked in. And it rises up over it in a kind of blob, like a homunculus from Full Metal Alchemist and that kind of anime. So the person is not... Now, let me tell you, the person will remember everything that jinn made them do as they were being drawn, as the life was being drawn out of them. That's where recovery has become so hard. They watch everything that they had. That's why an alcoholic will say, oh, it wasn't me, it wasn't me. They're aware. And just like being drunk and watching yourself operate, if you are not going to operate your brain, something or someone else will. And that person is cursed to have to watch and ride along. They become they can't turn their eyes off. They have to see everything that they are doing through this demonic embodiment. What about this? Something about they know they're being used for astral communication. This demon is using them as a power source while it's involved in a coven. So this person is getting into spiritual warfare. Casting and having some very, like this jinn, this demonic spirit is bringing its buddies over to the house to hang out. Not in other people, but in other spiritual entities that are occupying this person's awareness. And it's scaring the shit out of them. Did y'all see that? I just had a beetle that I can't see land right in the middle of where I was tapping. I heard him fly in. Did you hear that? I don't see him on my table anywhere, but he stopped right here is where the noise stopped. I am not afraid. I just called a monitoring spirit out of the fucking sky. Where are you? I heard that beetle hit the table right in front of me. Interesting. I thought it was a fly, but it was heavy, so I know it's a beetle. And when it landed, it hit one of these papers on the corner and hit the table. Unmistakable. I don't see it anywhere. It did not hit my keyboard. There's nothing on the table here. There's got to be like a beetle or something. I don't see anything. Well, okay, fine. So it was something in the next 90 days. This was a simulation. Jinn tapping on the glass, spice, bullseye, astral communication. That might have been out of order. Would have to go back and see what order they were in. So it was 90 days. This is a simulation. Bullseye faced that way and Spice faced that way. So we had it right. Okay. Ma. Well, let's hold off on that personal question here and find out what the hell's going on here. So, astral projection. Some kind of spicy bullseye. Someone's being spicy. This is... Okay, so confirmation. We have flipped direction here in the reading here too. I think that we have got this jinn. This person is astrally projecting while this jinn... There's some reversal here. Because we pulled that beetle energy out of the air and manifested it in some kind of physical form. Now that is highly, that is the kind of behavior that comes from an elemental influence from demons and angels. They can control the breeze that will push an ash into a place that will cause a catastrophe, or out of the way of, or spill a glass from a breeze that is isolated to that moment like an airbender. Something tried to manifest. There was a monitoring spirit there, and we pulled it right out of the air and manifested it momentarily in our timeline until it tapped the glass and we lost our concentration or whatever thought form, whatever parameter that we had created came to a slappy end when it hit the deck. We had aligned in some kind of our astral communication here, damn near manifested overlap. Interesting. Yes, I'm feeling the transporter is a half a frequency off here. Somebody check the transporter in the next timeline. You've almost got it. You've almost got it. So we have a spirit here that is working very hard to communicate with us. Either the person in shadow reaching out for help with some information, or that homunculus. What was going on there? I don't think it's that energy is reaching to us. But there is somebody, it's gotta be, because they are in shadow like they're crossed over in the veil. But they got all of this sneaky power from this homunculus. They learned a few tricks. And they're over here. It could be a time traveling entity. I really feel like it's somebody that is on the other side of the veil that is learning how to move shit around. And if they've got this homunculus on there and they're spiritually that close to occupying demon space, it's just some Constantine level shit going on here. Let's see what's going on. Something's springing up here. You've been taken off the list. Somebody has lost control. They don't have hand. They're giving up the ghost on their angel eyes. So if you're here with me now and you're watching this reading and we're talking about mooring to this new shore here, you have been released from being a target. It's like you have passed on. That could be them trying, well, they're being able to observe here from some frame of reference to be able to draw that attention like that. I'm going to look into it some more. I'm still curious about that beetle manifestation. Because it evaporated as soon as it hit. It manifested somewhere about maybe 10, 12 inches over my head. I first heard the buzzing. I didn't hear it buzz into the room. I heard it buzzing from above my head, sounding like it was from a distance. It came in on a thin sound, like it was coming in from far away, but it did not originate from anywhere but just above my head here. And it went, it was buzzing the wings. I could hear it with like a beetle buzz, and it was zzz, and right there where I was pointing. Someone wants you to take a beat here. Wait for it. Be in the crown chakra. We are hot for a wide open message. Bullseye. Used to beatbox back in the day. Getting spicy. That part was a simulation. Hold your breath. We're not waiting for an answer. We're coming in for an eye chakra here. There's a transition here, like we're about to put our head under the water and go through a tunnel. Yeah, somebody is very uncomfortable with that concept. Stick your head in, swim to the back. There's a tunnel. Swim for 4 seconds. Go upward. There'll be a pocket of air there. Get your breath. Feel for the tunnel in front of you. Go forward again and go straight up. 4 seconds. Hold your breath. Push off with the railing on with your feet. And you'll get there just in time. Robert Heinlein and Larry Niven. Robert Heinlein used to write, it was in Friday, talking about how to escape from this rich people's house. Somebody's standing in the threshold too long. Somebody's screaming at you from behind. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Keep moving, keep moving. Don't be dumb. Don't hold on here. Back to astral projection. Back to a djinn tapping on the glass. That's just ended. Something broke away. But they're still on, they're still here. They had to break something off at their end in order to stay present what's going on. They're not sad about that. Somebody OD'd. I just got polynosis in the upright. Remember yesterday we were talking about some of these people that are trying to stay in connection with you, to try to feel your energy, just to try to feel you. Like they are trying to hold you in their mind and drive these compulsions to you. Some of them can only do this when they're in states of inebriation. Either they're getting high, or they're getting stoned, or they're getting drunk, or whatever they think they were doing the last time they connected like this. They're trying to grab onto this because what their spiritual practice is not strong enough to be able to reach you now that you've come to this shore. They can't make you do anything. They used to, or they used to think they could. You were just being generous. There's a state of panic. You could be empathically feeling a little anxiety right now. Keep focused on where the thought form is coming from. It's natural to assume that person is going to be in a state of anxiety. Now they realize that they never had control. They've been around the world too long. They're getting too old for this. There is a blue-eyed person here that just won't give up. And the opposite of nihilism. There's someone here with blue eyes that's just blowing them out of water with hopefulness. Leaving them in the dust. Leaving them in the dust. Bullseye again. Let's get into the chat room and see how everyone's doing. It looks like it's a good night out here. I'm Cece with Angel Radio Tarot. It's great to have you here. Yes, we're at the general reading, personal read portion. Just try to get you guys over the top of the hour. See who is Foxerbug. Four Rocks Bug. Hi. Gratitude, hi. Treble Clef and Bethany Bonk. Hello. Thank you for the jewels. C20 Haley. Hi. Who am I reading? It's a general read usually till I get over the top of the hour here. And then I save a little time to get a personal read in for someone here. Oh, thank you for the joy. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Stacking up the engagements on here. I love it. Talk to me. Treble Clef, you got me on there. Gotta throw it down, flip it, and reverse the energy. Let's see. Sad Boy Juno. Hi, thank you for joining. Brain always ticking. That's right. All right. Treble Clef, I'm loving your energy. Thank you so much. Bless you for coming out in public. Hi. Keep shoveling. Roger, hello. Hey, bless you for coming out in public. Thank you for the compliment, but keep it not spicy, please. Let's see. All right. Okay, I'm gonna scan right through here and see if I can grab a question. Anybody's got a question for tonight? Let's see. Who was that? Let's see. C2O. C2O, you were the first one I think that I see here that I'm sorry if I missed somebody else, but if you're still in the room, holla back, and yes, I will read you right now. So we're reading for C2O Haley. We'll pin that message right up there. Give me the pop out. If any of this resonated with you tonight, get in that super chat and show me some love. Thank you so much. All right. C20 Haley, here we go. We'll do a multi-card read or a multi-stack read here. And I appreciate your comments, but about the view, but let me tell you, my appearance is the least interesting thing about me. There's cause for celebration here. Thank you. We've got 5 cards on the spread, 3 decks. Thank you. This is a multi-read. This will apply to a couple of people here, but thank you for your focus, Haley. It will center on Haley, but Haley, much of this will overlap for someone else here specific. If it resonates with you, definitely, let it resonate with you. We are all of a frequency, and this is some issue that is resonating on a multiply applicable frequency here. Your intuition is spot on here. Stay with me. Can I get 3 more cards? Thank you. There's trickery and deception here, but it's you being a sneaky bitch. There we go. Temperance. That's in your favor. There's no point for being notified of an enemy being having temperance in being tricky against you. You're moving in a 2 of Swords energy. You're moving like a ninja. You're moving on purpose like a ninja. You're taking no chances. You're leaving no kind of... You're suspicious of everything. Sneaky. Sneaking. Sneaking for your own edification. Honesty and a release of anxiety here. Yes. Sneaking for your own satisfaction. You want to know what the fuck's going on. And you don't feel the least bit inclined. Harold. Harry. Locking you up. They may have tried to lock you up. They may be talking about how to lock you up again. Some kind of union happening in the back of the house. Stuck to a light step that exaggerates the duration of the jump. There's some kind of ritual that needs to be performed. But they need one more person to surrender or to abnegate, to renounce, so they can join, so they can use them. So someone needs you to voluntarily deny your faith, deny your loyalty to this union. This is you. You've come into a union, a private union, a secret union. If this is you operating on your faith, it's you and God. It's you in here. You're the center of your universe. When your light goes away, or when your light goes out, they all go away, and they know this. You are in union with your maker. And you're elevated and taking these massive strides with a lightness of movement. It's like once your foot leaves the ground, you are aloft. Like you're jumping steps on the moon. Someone's astral projection takes them off planet. Wrong deck, thank you. So there is a cause for celebration about a starseed in the next 24 to 48 hours. Someone by the name of Christian or a Christian or a person of faith, a religious person, or a self-proclaimed holy person. You're being told to don't be distracted by your senseless affairs and take on a firm Capricorn detached sort of energy about this person. You're having breakthroughs about what's been disturbing your inner peace, and it's right on this relationship here. Yep. Another faction about how you feel about this person. Bring through 3 more cards, please. One more. After, okay, thank you. You're getting dream guidance, for sure. And, and you're being told to absolutely do not follow this sign. This is astral projection. This person is trying to put in through your dream sequence. And it doesn't, because you're at this state that you're in, your meditative space, it's about, we know that they enter and exit your dream state through the beginning, or the, as you dip into REM, or as you dip into that state of sleep. They come in on the transitions. So when you are falling asleep, when you are just waking, and when you're entering and coming out of REM. So be aware of your dreams. Be aware of how you feel like you should hop up out of bed and take care of something. Fresh, certain. Mind the compulsion. Be mindful of the compulsion. Following the light, on the other hand. So there's some, it's like conversation and situations in your dreams that'll try to walk you through a scenario that sounds very convincing about why you should. But this breakthrough, again, is being represented by the light here. What it could be is they think that they're getting a breakthrough on disturbing your peace, but you're over here following the light, the big light, the Holy Spirit, grace. They cannot get the secrets from you. And third eye awakening. They're finally catching a fucking clue. That's why they're getting, this is the state they're in right now. They could be asleep or they could be coming in. Yeah, very warm, very warm. They're taking a lot of action right now. Because we just pushed this back, they are asleep already. Because we just pushed this back with our awareness, they're now having fussy little dreams and sweating in their sleep right now. We'll leave it right there. I hope you have enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Cece with Angel Radio Tarot. Boy, it's been great to have you here. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm coming up again next, and you can join me here live. I usually give everyone about a 10 or 15 minute heads up before I jump out, and it's whenever I feel the call or the energy to come in and join you. So thanks again for being here. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button and a notification bell so you never miss a beat. I'm Cece with Angel Radio Tarot. Have a great night.